Hey guys, I am coming at you today from the greenhouse, and I'm so sorry I have not made a video in such a long time. I know it's been at least 4 months, but I have been super busy. Number one, we got a new puppy, and number two, I've been planning our swap meet that we have. I run this local club here in Little Rock, and we have a succulent club here, so we have swap meets every so often. But anyway, I know that's no excuse, but I promise I'm going to start making more videos, and I want to make one today about what to do about your stretched out plants. And I think I did one before, but it's been a while, so I'm going to show you some plants that have stretched out over the winter. Now that it's getting warmer, I'm going to show you what I do with them, and we'll go from there. So let's look at them. All right, guys, so I made the mistake of cleaning up a lot of dry leaves underneath these elongated plants, and I wish I wouldn't have. I didn't do it on this one. As you can see all those dry leaves, and you may have some plants that literally are this tall but have dry leaves all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to show you what to do for that. But you can look at some of these plants. They're totally stretched out. This is ridiculous. But they're stretched out. They have a long stem. These are mostly echeverias, and they are supposed to be small and compact, kind of like these guys right here. But they've stretched out, and so what do you do for that? I will show you what to do. Now, ideally, you would want to make sure before you do this that your plants are really plump and watered. And usually you can just feel them. If they feel pretty firm, great. If they look wrinkled at all or don't feel firm, then you probably should water them and wait to do this. The only ones I'm a little worried about is this raindrops right here, but honestly, it's still pretty firm, and I think it's going to be fine. You know, they usually bounce back pretty quick, and especially because it's warm, so it's their growing season now, they're going to get roots pretty quickly. So I'm not super worried about them, but if you have a plant that is just super shriveled, then I would probably wait. But what I'm going to do essentially is go through each one of these plants. Sorry, the heater's just kicked on. I was really cold in here earlier, so I cranked the heater way up, even though it's like 65 degrees today. But anyway, what I'm going to do is go through and cut really close to each one of these to the bottom. And then you have one of two choices. You can either let them dry out for a few days so that stem callus is over, or you can just plant them immediately as long as you plant them in dry dirt. And I like to do that just to get it over with so I don't have to think about it later. But anyway, some of these I don't know the names of, but I can tell you that this one is a raindrops. These are raindrops. This is a Graptovaria, I believe, titubans. This is an Echeveria giant blue. I think this is a Pallida Prince, Echeveria Pallida Prince. And this was an unknown Echeveria I got from Walmart a while back. I don't even remember, but it never had a name. This is an Echeveria Mocha. That's a Korean import. It used to be a lot prettier, but I've kind of neglected a lot of my succulents over the summer, over the winter. So, and then this is another raindrops. As you can tell, it's looking pretty rough. And then I can't remember what this is, but it does not have mealybugs. This is actually damaged. So anyway, I know it looks like it has mealybugs, but those are not mealies. So my video just cut off. But anyway, what I'm going to do is go through and cut each one of these, and what I'll probably do, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I have 9, but there's 2 heads on that, and I'm probably going to cut both. So that's going to be 10 pots. So I'm going to get 10 pots of just dry dirt and just get those ready, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I cut these and what to do if you have a lot of these dead leaves like this. So let's do that, and we will go from there. All right, guys, I am about to start cutting, and I just want to tell you ahead of time, I have my camera on this little thing that you wear around your head so you can be hands-free. So if it's a little wobbly, I'm sorry. This is my first time using it. Y'all can tell me what you think, and if you don't like it, I won't use it again, but at least I can show you with both hands what I'm going to do. So with this one first, I'm going to just cut. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be super short. I don't like them super long, but I like enough stem for there to be, well, just enough to stick into the dirt. And there's a dry leaf. So I'm going to pull that off, And so we've just got the rosette there. And I've already got all my pots in front of each one that I'm going to do. So literally, since it's dry dirt, I'm just sticking it in, and that's literally it. So it is a done deal. All right, sorry, the video cut off, but anyway, it's a done deal right there, and I'll tell you in a little bit what I do so that they don't burn up, but it shouldn't take long for most of these to get roots. Now let's do these raindrops right here. So I'm just gonna cut underneath. There's a little bit of a stem. I already pulled all the dry leaves off of that one, so I'm literally just gonna stick it in there. That's one, and here is the other one. And by the way, do not throw these away because babies are going to grow all over them, and then you will get even more plants. So just checking for dry leaves. There aren't any, so let's stick that in there. Now this one, I want it to have a little more room. I'm sorry, my dog is scratching the door. She wants in. It's not the puppy, or I'd show you him, but anyway, sometimes I will pull off leaves at the bottom, and this actually is a good one to try to propagate because this is one of my more rare succulents. I got this from Korea, but anyway, super pretty. So just enough to have a stem, and I'm gonna just nuzzle that in, and it looks perfect. So anyway, I will save these leaves, and I have a video about propagating leaves. It's really easy, but anyway, let's move on to the giant blue. Sorry, this is kind of weird doing this with this thing on my head, or it's actually, it goes around your neck. I think I got it at that store called Five Below, where everything's like $5 or less. So I'm just kind of experimenting with different things, but all you really do on each one of these is cut them off. And as long as you have dry dirt, I lost a leaf there, but that's okay because I'll propagate it. As long as you put them in dry dirt, they're safe. If you want to, you can dip them in rooting hormone. Some people do that, but succulents are so good at they're so easy to propagate. I've never really even had to use rooting hormones. So here's one that I did not take all the leaves off of. So anything that is dry or ugly, well, that one's ugly, but I'm not going to take that off. Eventually it'll lose that one anyway. So let's take all these off, and that looks good enough to me. So anyway, it's not a perfect rosette, but it's going to lose all these bottom leaves, and it's going to get a lot bigger. So stick that one in there. Here is our Echeveria mocha, and I think it's actually a double-headed. Yeah, it's a double-headed. This one got damaged somehow. I don't know how, but that's fine. No dry leaves there. Stick that right in. Okay, now here is that very messy raindrops that I was telling you about. So we need to pull all this stuff off. Normally I would do this right above my trash can, but I'm trying to just make sure you guys can see everything okay. So I'll sweep later. I need to sweep this whole greenhouse anyway. I've been so bad over the winter, but now that it's getting warm, I am really gonna start cleaning up my plants, and today is the start of that. So pulling out all the dry leaves. That's a little bit of a longer stem than you really need, but that's okay. So stick that in there. Get in there. Oh, don't like how, okay, there. All right, so last one. So this is the one I do not remember the ID on, but that's okay. So that's literally it. So let me turn the video off, and I'll be able to show you a little bit better what they look like from the top. So give me just a minute, I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm back. So here is a top view of all of the succulents that we just beheaded, and they look great. What I normally do, well, first off, it's not super hot and sunny yet. Like our days are maybe in the 60s, sometimes upper or lower 70s. So really they'd be fine in here, right where they're at. But if you are somewhere where it's super hot already and you think they're gonna dry up, I would put them somewhere with more indirect light. It usually takes like a week or two for me to start noticing roots. And if you want to, you can just kind of nudge them a little bit, and if they feel pretty firm, you know they're putting down roots. Or if you're just really curious like me, you can pick them up and look sometimes. But anyway, do not throw these guys away. You will start noticing little babies just pop out all around, and then you can break those off and put them in little pots. I actually did some of that today. Aren't those so cute? But anyway, that was a different project I did. So anyway, do not throw these stumps away. I probably should have labeled them, but I'm not going to because it'll just be a surprise. So I'm gonna leave these right here. If you want, I can do an update video on these, but I know they're not gonna have any problems growing roots, and they're gonna start filling out. Like, this isn't even like a perfect circle. You know, it's not a perfect rosette, but anyway, it'll really blossom and look good after a while. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, I'm sorry I have not done a video in a long time, but had so much going on, and I am going to try to do more and more videos like I did before. If you have any suggestions for videos on succulents that I can do, please let me know. I do have ones on how to make your own soil mixture. I have ones on propagating leaves, some on beheading already. But anyway, thank you guys again. Thank you so much. If you like succulents, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, guys.